we ready? Ready? You prepared?
Yeah.
And hello, welcome to 20 Minutes Till Pickup. My name is Lynn Ferguson, but you know that already if you've watched this before. And if you've never watched this before, I'm sorry in advance. And if you have watched this before, I'm also sorry in advance. Anyway, welcome to the... You're not on! Right. God, blimey. Did you do that when you were acting? Did you act? Did you make
I'm not
noise
here, I'm
off
not
stage?
responding. I'm not here.
Real quick. Anyway, so my co-host today is very impressive, actually. Even though he's part Scottish, he's very impressive. His name, well, he's a writer for a show you might have heard of. Don't know if you have. It's on CBS. It's called NCIS. Yeah, that show. Ladies and gentlemen, and anybody watching cats, dogs, pets, all that stuff, please welcome Scott Williams.
Yay. You don't pipe in applause under the
No,
thing?
we don't.
Okay.
No, we
go.
don't, because I think that...
I'm feeling it, though, inside.
You are?
Yes.
Do you feel the warmth?
I
Feel
do.
the warmth? You feel warmth?
Yes, I do.
That might be my virus. Be
You don't
careful.
look at all. Don't worry, though. You're not glowing yet.
I'm not glowing.
You're glowing,
do you know
yes.
what? I've done so much sweating. And I know that I can't say, but I have. I am a woman and I've been sweating. I say, if sweating was an Olympic sport, I am a gold medaler in the past. I've been sick. I have been sick, but it's good because I've got the perfect remedy, which is Scott Williams.
Here I am.
I know. And
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no. Oh, thanks for coming. I haven't had you yet, but I will. Thank you for coming in. I've been trying to work out how long I've known you. Because I knew you when you weren't working for NCIS. I didn't just become friends with him because I was like, oh, he works for NCIS,
I forget how we found you. I think it was through our mutual preschool teacher, Grace. My daughter had a preschool teacher who was a great family friend who then took on your kids later on because your kids are a few years younger than mine. Yeah. And then we met you at some party, and the Scottish connection was just too hard to. We couldn't. Yeah.
No, I know, right?
Because my mom is from born and raised in Edinburgh, and then when my dad was stationed there in the service, they met, and then he brought her back to the States.
So your dad was.
My dad was grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and of multiple descents. And right out of high school, joined the Air Force, was stationed in Edinburgh, in multiple places, but then ended up in Edinburgh. And then met a little, he was all of 18 and she was all of 16. And they met, fell in love, and within a year or two, he brought her back here, and here we are.
Oh, but you're a New Yorker, right? Are you New Yorker?
He came back to Brooklyn, actually more specifically from Brooklyn to Yonkers, which is really where I grew up, which is the first city sort of north of the Bronx in New York. Yeah. So, so that was my whole childhood was spent there, and so. Though I've been out here 20... mouthy,
because New Yorkers are kind of mouthy, right? In a good way.
We try to be.
Good way.
Yeah, we just try to say, we say what's on our minds a little bit. I mean, the difference is you probably know from moving from Scotland to here, from the UK to here, it's like, coming to New York from here, you get the greatest thing I ever heard anyone say about Hollywood. It was the only, what's the word? Now I'm forgetting the word. LA is the only town where you could actually die of encouragement. Because you're just sort of constantly told, oh no, you're great, it's fabulous, everyone's going to love it. And in New York, if it sucks, they'll tell you it sucks. They won't lie to you and say, no, you're fabulous. So that's the outspoken part. I think they're a little honest to a fault at times.
I like that though. I think the thing about LA is that someone said, I don't know who they said, that LA is like the best snuggle you'll ever have in your life, right?
Yes.
Followed by 16 really hard punches to the face. It's like, you're like, oh, it's great, I love it here. Oh my God, it hurts.
That's pretty great. Yeah, that pretty
mean?
Much sums it up. There's a lot of punches to be thrown here. Being thrown here.
And they do it with a smile as well.
That's it.
Like, hi, you're awesome.
Yeah.
And then stab you in the back at the same time. Punch stab.
Wow, that was the softest, nicest firing I've ever experienced,
Nobody's ever fired you, man.
I just got, please, you don't even know.
No.
But at any rate, you and I think, I've known you and your family, I think, for going on about 5 or 6 years at least.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know.
That's really crazy.
I know, it's amazing.
Do you know the thing that I admire most about you? I admire many things. I do.
And I you.
But the thing I admire most about you is
host,
I know he has to. And I'm sweating. I'm sweating. You admire my sweating. No, I think the thing I admire most is what you've done with Shane's inspiration, which isn't a writing thing at all. Please explain it, because I could explain it, but I would...
I'll try to keep it short, but basically my wife and I, my lovely wife Catherine and I, our first child was Shane, born in 1997, born with a very severe disability called spinal muscular atrophy, which we had no idea that he had in utero. He was, the best case scenario we were given was that we were going to be raising a child in a wheelchair. So my then 7-year-old niece, Dorothy, said to my wonderful sister, Miriam, who's since departed, well, what's the problem then? We'll just build ramps everywhere. So from the mouth of babes, we were like, okay. So I immediately thought about, okay, now I have to figure out how to like retrofit my house with ramps and do all this other stuff. But we didn't spend a lot of time thinking about that because unfortunately Shane passed away. And so we had a very rough year after that, as you can imagine, and mourning and you know, a few other miscarriages and things along the way. And we finally decided, let's give actually, my sister sent us an article, because none of us had ever heard of SMA before, spinal muscular atrophy. My sister had sent me an article about a woman in Connecticut whose son had spinal muscular atrophy, and she built a playground in his memory. So we, inspired by that and inspired by Shane, and also finding out that the Americans with Disabilities Act, enacted in 1990, says you can, you need to put ramps at all public access areas, and you need to have those special bathrooms with the really big stalls that people can use. That's where all that stuff came from. But according to them, a playground was wheelchair accessible if it had a ramp leading to a sand moat with play equipment inside.
But how do you get a wheelchair in a sand?
You don't.
Yeah.
So that's why you never really would see kids with disabilities in a playground, because they basically, what fun was that? They'd basically be brought to a place where they couldn't participate. They'd watch other kids play. How sad is that? So we, in 1997, 98 I guess now, founded Shane's Inspiration, and we built LA's first, with lots of help from our friends and community and all that, who, after we lost Shane, we're like, what can we do? What can we do? And as soon as we decided to do this, we said, you can help us do this. It took a couple of years to raise the money, and the city of LA donated the land in Griffith Park, and we built the first wheelchair playable, not just accessible, playable playground, where kids with wheelchairs could actually get some elevation on a ramp that would take them up to different play stations. They could actually get themselves to a swing and actually swing. They can get themselves to places. It didn't eliminate the sand. It sort of incorporated the sand, but suddenly there are these incredible surfaces that you see in many playgrounds now, the rubberized surfacing where wheelchairs and walkers and able-bodied kids can all get. So it's not about a playground just for disabled kids, but a playground for all kids, so they're all inclusive. We were really thinking we were done after the one playground we finished building in 2000, when this family in West LA said, well, our son Aiden, loves coming here with his two brothers. It's the only place he can actually play with his brothers. They can wheel him around this whole park, but we need one closer to us. So, okay, well, we had the infrastructure kind of handled, and we'd actually come up with a lot of prototypes for the equipment with the playground company that didn't exist before. So we went ahead and started Aiden's Place in West LA, which opened about a year later. We'd already hit up all of our friends for money and funding and stuff like that. So, we had a fresh group of friends from Aiden's family.
Give us your cash.
So we were able to raise the money much faster and all that. And so at any rate, long story short, that was a long story, but we're already up to 57 playgrounds.
Wow.
And we're now part of the Clinton Global Initiative, and there's a goal now to put 5 playgrounds on all 5 continents within the next 5 years, something crazy like that. I could be misquoting, but and it seems like we're sort of on our way to achieving that goal. So
it's amazing. I was at one the other day with my boys, and just the one down at Beeman Park.
Yeah. That was our 50th actually.
Oh, wow, really?
That was our big 5-0.
But what was brilliant about it, and I hadn't ever really thought about it, was there weren't disabled kids on the play area, but there were disabled parents. And I had never even thought about that. Right. But that thing where actually, having kids is tricky anyway when you don't have any health issues.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but I had a virus for the past 2 weeks.
I heard. I read it. I saw it. I read about it online.
Yeah,
in the paper. It was.
Yeah, when I showed and Mark was calling, going, "Please come round! Someone come round! She's driving me crazy."
The Daily Mail had pages about it. I saw it. Yes.
That was my cough from my virus.
Yes.
No, but like just dealing with kids while that was happening was tricky enough, and I knew that it would pass. Right, I knew that I was going to get better and it'd be fine. But dealing with an illness or not being able-bodied particularly, and having children is an incredible pressure, and you can't just take them to the park.
I can't even imagine.
But so the other day there was these women in wheelchairs just kind of chatting, and their kids were playing. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Because nobody was even looking or thinking, or it was happy.
Yeah, it was normal. It was a new normal.
And it wasn't even a false LA happy. It was like a happy.
Well, now you're really... Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I've seen people with disabilities who can be every bit as LA false as able-bodied LA people.
I know. Just because you've got a wheelchair doesn't mean you're not a douchebag. I'm sorry, but that's the case. Some people are,
Yes, it doesn't give you sanehood. It just gives you a little harder time getting around.
But you know what? It was brilliant because actually what it was true. Was that we all are, there's all different people all doing their own different things, and it was completely integrated in the community and nobody batted an eyelid, and I thought it was brilliant.
That was one of the first things that we had we never expected that at all. We were thinking only about kids, and we had our old grandfather in a wheelchair come up and say, when I was raising my kids, I couldn't take them to the park because of the chair. Now I can take my grandkids to the park thanks to these parks. So I mean that we were just like, we were like puddles. We couldn't believe we had that was a side effect of this entire thing. Like you get another benefit of it. But no, it's been it's been one of those things. It's been we get way more out of it than we put into it. We have an incredible staff now that just runs the show, and Tiffany and Marcy and Brad and everybody that keeps it going. So I like to think of myself more as an ambassador of the cause at this point, because I can go to events and all this stuff. It's
and you can call yourself ambassador, which actually is fantastic.
Such a fancy title, yes.
I'm an ambassador.
But at any rate, it's been great, and it's it's nice to have again, it's not one of those causes that. And again, certainly not to disparage other causes. We had a comedian years ago, a guy named Jake Johansson. He did one of our first benefits in 1998 or so. And he had said, I do a lot of benefits, and, a lot of them are for cancer causes and disease cures and things like that. He goes, which are all great causes, but, you don't often get to see the result of your philanthropy. He says, here we're trying to build a playground. He goes, we can achieve this goal. Which was I just sort of went, man, that kind of nails it, because you actually get to walk through the playground that if you donated $5 to the cause, you can pretty much say, yeah, I helped build this. Yeah. And it's like a nice feeling, I think, for people to kind of get to see the result of their labors in that case. And also there's really it's not at all controversial. I don't really know anyone. I
think that too, yeah.
I don't know anyone that's against kids with wheelchairs being able to play in playgrounds.
Or just kids going to playgrounds.
Absolutely not. Not on my watch.
But that was the thing. It was
you
really
with the
fun.
chair. Get out of here.
At the Shane's Inspiration benefit, we were there, and actually it was a very similar thing to the play parks, because there's all different people who really don't have an awful lot in common. But everybody agrees. They're like, yep, kids in play parks. Right. Makes sense.
Right.
So it was
regardless of political ilk or any of those things, no one really is against this. They all can kind of go, yeah, we should have this. So, I think that's helped us a great deal.
No, it was brilliant, but it's such a brilliant thing. And actually,
thank you.
We've got some questions here. No, thank you. Thank you. We've got some questions here. I know.
She's so cheeky, as the Scots say.
I'm sweating. Don't notice me sweating. if
glowing sounds so much better
like
than
a pig.
sweating.
No, actually, we got a lot of questions, and one of them is relevant to Shane's Inspiration. And Darlene, her Twitter handle is Darlene and a song. I don't know what the song is, Darlene.
She's a big NCIS fan.
Oh,
yes,
she is?
Yes.
She has said, Darlene and a song. I wonder if her song is like the theme tune for NCIS. What is the theme tune for NCIS? Can you remember? It's
I can't even duplicate it. Yeah.
Is it one of the? It's like one of those.
It's basically just
handsome guys with guns shooting things. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. big bow. I've always wanted to be able to do that.
There's a lot of that in it.
Yeah.
All those.
You've got handsome people in it as well. It must be nice writing for handsome people.
Very, very attractive people we write for, yes. I know.
People, right?
Yeah, and they're nice.
Are they?
Oh my God.
Have you got a favourite?
No, you know what? I don't have a favorite. They're all like that nice. I'd like to pick one.
Oh, really?
No, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's like they're all. I thought I was being punked my first week of work there, going like, I've been on some nice sets, worked with some very nice actors and some very. But it was like, wait a minute, okay, someone's gonna like pants me any minute, and it's gonna be because they're just so kind and civil and. They
can't be though, because they're all handsome. You have to have a fault.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You can't be handsome
Don't hate them because they're beautiful. I know, it is strange. No, it really is weird. They seem to handle their handsomeness really well and their beauty.
Also because I think that as well, like for a lot of them, they have to be thin. And so then I'm like, you can't be nice because you would be hungry.
Have you ever watched, like...
Do you know what I mean?
Hungry all the time.
Well, you know what, like when I watch people like shows and the people are very thin and you know that they're very, and they're... Actually, it's so interesting to watch because they're sort of athlete actors. Like they're in training when they're not acting.
Yes.
Because they're keeping everything acting-y working.
Yeah.
And I just think, God, I bet you they're really bad-tempered. I bet you if you came in with a pie, they'd be like...
Well, I've seen actors in my career like under stress, like stack slices of pizza and binge eat and not purge, just like pounding from stress or whatever. And then I see other actors like they'll go up and eat a grape and like that's lunch, and you're like, how the hell did they do that? I don't know how they do that.
Wow.
But it's sort of like if you go back and look at this, the first few seasons of Friends. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Where like first season they all look kind of normal.
Yeah.
But obviously they all watched the first season and thought they all looked fat because second season came and they were all anorexic. You were like, what the hell happened to this whole cast?
Yeah.
The whole cast in season 2 got super skinny. And then you see them sort of like they normaled out after a few seasons or so. And I think I've seen that happen on lots of shows where actors that think they're fit and think they're in good shape get on TV and the thing is true about the adding 10 pounds or they get, they just get extra.
Yeah, because we're really skinny.
We get extra. I can hardly see. You are like, really, when you turn sideways, you all but disappear.
In fact, you can only see me from the glow of sweat.
Yeah, yes, exactly right.
It wasn't for the glow.
Where you're not glowing.
This is adding a pound.
There's a voice in this direction. I just can't actually tell.
Listen, we've only got 2.5 minutes.
These 20 minutes go by really fast.
But we're going to do another one. And you don't know that we're doing another one.
Another question.
No. Because what we're going to do is it's his mum's birthday today. Get your phone out.
Are we going to call Mum?
Yeah, going to phone.
Do it now?
His mum's Scottish, yeah.
Mum, I told you she's born and raised in Edinburgh on Rose Street. Rose Street. Her maiden name is Rosie. Jessie Rosie. The Rosies of Rose Street. 13 kids.
No way.
Yeah.
So I guess her parents didn't have a home.
She's gonna freak out because also she asks about you all the time.
Oh, she does. I've still got.
She met Lynn and Mark years ago.
Yeah, she bought me a Christmas ornament that I still put in my Christmas tree.
She may be really cranky. In case,
she might be.
Well, just in case,
She's 54.
Why are you calling me? I didn't put my makeup on. She's actually not like that at all. But she may just be.
She's out shopping.
When she hears it's you, she'll get all.
Hello.
Hey, Pop, it's Scotty.
Hi.
Is the birthday girl there?
The birthday girl is here.
May we speak with her?
Yes, you can talk with her.
We have a surprise for her.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yes. Can you actually hear this?
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a surprise, Scotty. Hi.
Hey, hi, Grandma. Someone's here to say happy birthday.
Hello, Jessie. Happy birthday.
Oh, hi. Happy birthday.
No, it's not my birthday. It's your birthday.
Do you know who that is, Mom? Remember Lynn Ferguson?
What?
Do you remember Lynn Ferguson? Remember Lynn and Mark from Scotland?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's Lynn.
Happy birthday. I heard it was your birthday.
Somebody was calling from Scotland.
No.
Hey, you know what we're doing right now, Jessie? Will I tell you what we're doing right now? We are doing a podcast and you are being broadcast on it.
It's sort of like it's a broadcast. It's a broadcast of sorts. It's called a podcast. It's sort of like a radio show but on video. And Lynn's been hosting this for a while now, and she asked me to come on, and when she heard it was your birthday.
Yeah, so actually you are on the podcast, Jessie. Is there anything you would like to say to the world of the internet?
Oh, can I tell you, I'm 76 years old. And
54,
I still dream
54.
I still dream about Scotland.
Oh, you do?
I do all the time. Yep.
Can I ask you a question, Jessie? In
Yeah.
your dreams, is it raining?
Oh, most of the time. I can't complain. I was just in Florida and it rained every day, but it was a nice rain. It only lasted a few minutes.
That's not a Scottish rain. A Scottish rain can go on for weeks.
Yeah, if it comes from above and sideways and the bottom too.
What do you call Scottish summer? August 13th.
I love it. That's really good.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jessie, we've got to go because my timer's going, so we have to go off air. But I wanted to say happy birthday. Shall we sing happy birthday?
Oh,
Ready?
I'd love to, ready?
Ready, Mark? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jessie. Happy birthday to you.
oh, you're a daft lassie.
Takes 1 to know 1.
All right. I love you, Mom. I'll call you a little later, okay?
I love you more. Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go.
Oh, what an awesome lady.
There we
Right,
go.
our timer went.
Did it put us over? Yeah, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
We're going to go and we'll be back for part 2 next week. Bye.
Cool. Next week. That's fantastic.
Oh, so if you want to ask a question, I can't guarantee we'll answer it, but I'll try. You could tweet me a question at Lynn Fairgate, or you can make a comment if you're watching this on the video. And you know what would be awesome? Can you share this? Thanks. All right. Mwah. See you later.